Hello guys, welcome to Expertise Academy's Civil 3D tutorial. Today we're going to see how to do volumes in surfaces. So for that you need two thin surfaces to compare against them to find the volume differences. So I'm going to start with my EG surface, which I've used in all my previous tutorials. And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my the design surface, which we would call it as. So for that, previously we have seen how to create a surface using a PNZD file and from DMZ and a lot of different methods. And so I'm going to show you another method to bring in my volume surface. So going to insert tab, and then if you click on land XML, and I'm going to my data set, and you can find surface for volume example XML. It's an XML file, and you can even open it in XML editor and you can change some of the values if you want it. I wouldn't really suggest, but that's one option to go. Click on open. You can choose what all the items that you want to bring in, because some of these ones will also have alignments and some of the other objects as well. So you can choose which one to bring it in. Click OK. Once you have brought in, you can see that the two surfaces sort of sliding on top of each other. Okay, so just for the exercise sake, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my EG surface little on top of the design surface. Let's check it on object viewer. So now as you can see, this is my design surface, that's my design surface, and that's my existing ground surface. So now what you can see is this is what I'm gonna have it at the end of the day. So now there is a sort of fill that we need to do on top of the existing ground surface, and there is a cut here in the downside of the surface. So now we're going to do some volume calculations and see how much is a cut, how much is a fill, and I'll also going to show you some of the analysis as well. So let's quickly run through that. So the first thing that we need to do is select any of the surfaces, doesn't matter, and then click on volume dashboard, and then click on new entry, which is like creating a new volume surface. And I'm going to give it a surface name, which is going to be volume surface. And you can choose a different style. Remember guys, right now if you see they both of them are same contour style. Sometimes if you have multiple surfaces on top of each other having the same style, it's visually it's hard for you to interpret which surface and what feature and things like that. So make sure that you keep all of them in different styles, at least different intervals, so that you can easily visually identify them. Okay, cool. So I'm going to choose a different style. Probably I'll go with cyan triangulation. So it's going to be a triangulation style. Base surface will always be my EG surface. It's my NS natural surface. And then the comparison surface will be my design. And the cut and the fill factor, if you want to change it, you can change your cut and fill factors. And then click on OK. So now we have got the volume surface. Let me quickly check that in object viewer. Okay, so this is what we got. This is my existing ground surface, and this is my design surface, and this is my volume surface. So what this one does is, so every location where all these points meet, let's say this point and this point, wherever they meet, it actually gets a elevation for this surface and this surface, and then it detects it. So and then whatever the value that it gets is what actually the elevations made of the entire volume surface. So let me put that to test. So let's select the EG surface first. So I'm going to come back to the dashboard a little later. So you can see on the top, you can see it's a natural surface, and I'm going to labels. I'm going to choose spot elevations. I'm going to put an elevation here. Remember, there is a fill that is happening on the top edge of the surface. So I'm going to the bottom end. There is a cut that is happening here. So I'm going to choose here. So next, I'm going to click on to my design surface. You can see on the top it says design. I'm going to choose label. And then I'm going to choose spot elevations. I'm going to put right under this label. And then I'm going to the top. I'm going to put it right underneath. So even though they're a little apart, it's not going to make much of a difference. Okay, so now as you can see, this is a fill. As you can see, this is the existing ground, which is 414, and this one is 447. So now I'm going to select my volume surface, which is this one. So as you can see, it says volume surface. Now elevations, I'm going to choose spot elevations. I'm going to put it right underneath. So as you can see, it shows a difference. So that is positive. So that means you're going to do a fill. So now let me go to the bottom of the surface. I'm going to put it right underneath, and you can see it's minus 66 meters. That is how much cut you're going to do it. It's a negative value. The same way, if you go to the dashboard, you can see the style that you have set, the cut factor, the fill factor, and the total 2D area that we are comparing, and then the cut, and then the fill, what is the total cut, what is the total fill, and the net adjustment. So that is basically a difference between those values. And you can see a little graph here which shows you which is more, either the cut or the fill, which is more. You can see that. So this is to start with how to do a volume dashboard. So there is a lot of other things that you can try. There is also a little you can also generate a cut and fill report, which basically opens in an HTML format, XML format, and which you can also put it in emails and stuff that you can do it. So thanks for watching, guys, and so feel free to leave some comments and subscribe to the channel. We'll add a bit more videos in the coming weeks as well. Thanks, guys.